All right, we're going to let Dakota do the intro today. Dakota.
Wait, Dakota's not here today.
Dakota's not here! Because he keeps leaking. Well, I guess Gary can do the intro.
It is the day after Halloween. Survived the trunk or treat last night at Uranus. We don't know how Dakota's went because guess what? Dakota's not here today.
Right? Like, we're going to be left in the mystery of everything. But since Papa Bear's not here, we get to talk about comic books.
Yes.
So welcome to the Mid-Mo Nerd Show. I'm Matt of the Mandalorians, the
Gary.
comic book store.
And I'm Gary from the Extremicon. The Extremicon.
The Extremicon, the
The only Extremicon.
See, look at that uniqueness. I think we're going to be, aside from our usual ADHDing, we're going to be heavily DC Comics themed.
DC Comics.
Yeah, because DC just did like a line-wide relaunch to give everybody cool jumping on points. And I'm going to be that nerd that tells you how to get there.
Yeah, I'm going to be the nerd that tells you about the past of it.
Yep. And Gary's going to add in like things like, oh, well, that happened in, Action Comics number 4 when I was 7. For those of you who aren't nerds, I just called Gary very old.
Dang. Action Comics number 4. I wasn't even around for Action. I don't even know if my grandfather was around during Action Comics number 4.
It's only like 100 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. But yeah, so DC's currently doing their all-in event, I guess. Not even that. It's really just a bunch of issues that have the all-in moniker on them. That kind of lets you know, like, hey, here's a good starting point for the issue.
I'm kind of curious about this, and this is just me thinking. I wonder if with the Absolute, with them coming through like the whole new DC movie line, if they're going to be kind of moving toward that. Because, I mean, in all honesty, it'd probably be a good point to start out at.
It would be good, because, yeah, that's the other thing, too, that All In did, is it started the Absolute Universe, which is... I've read the Wonder Woman and the Batman, and we'll get to those later, but they're very good. If you can get a hand on the first printing of Batman, go for it. Because that book's going up in price. That book's a collector issue. Gary's like, I didn't get one.
Yeah, I didn't. Do you have any more left?
Rob got my last one.
Figures Rob would get the last one.
Uh-huh. And it's the same thing with Absolute Wonder Woman. So, Absolute Batman's on its 3rd printing run, because they did a 2nd printing run, and it instantly sold out, and Absolute Wonder Woman's already on her 2nd printing run, which is really good for a Wonder Woman story, because even though she's one of the big 3, she doesn't sell very well.
I think it's always been about her, not so much her character, but her villains and stuff. They don't have ones that are suitable to her.
Well, and it's the problem, too, is Wonder Woman doesn't have the same thing that everybody else does, and she doesn't have the repeat villain problem, because when she's done with the villain, she's done with the villain, to put it in the most PG-13 way I possibly can.
What happened to Cheetah? Wow, she went from the nice superhero next door to Punisher.
Yeah, well, no, she's always been like that in the comics. It's just, she's raised on an island of warriors. If somebody's walking around murdering people, like Diana will start at the bottom, like, hey, if I can talk them out of this, I'm going to talk them out of this. If they can reform, they will reform. But she's also not going to put up with any garbage.
Yeah.
But, I mean, okay, so we're going to get in here with the all-in thing before I ADHD off. Because I actually, Matt kind of has a script this morning, in his head at least.
What? Matt's got a script?
We'll see how close I stay onto it today. But
good luck.
Yeah, this started 2 years ago. DC did the Dark Crisis event, where I think Gary might remember that. They're advertising it as the big death of the Justice League, and
yeah, I think I actually got that issue where they all are lined up on it.
Yeah, they didn't actually die.
Oh no,
right.
Superheroes didn't die in a superhero
Superheroes did die, right?
They came back again?
Yeah.
No, that never happens.
But that event was the start of everything. That's the start of, like, Amanda Waller, which, if you guys don't know who that is, she's the bad lady from the Suicide Squad.
Or the good lady, depending on your perspective.
Right, yeah. We're going to get a little farther here, and she's going to be the bad lady from the Suicide Squad. Because she did some dirty things over the past, I think, 2 years in comics. Like, it's been a 2-year lead up to this, but you only got to read, like, you don't have to read anything. You can start right here with the new stuff.
Would that be at the Mandalorians?
That would be at the Mandalorians. I have a whole bunch of them, too, that I'm going to get through later on in the podcast. I'm gonna sit here and read them live to you. I'm really not, but I brought the issues that I have in here, which are all good jumping on points for the big heroes, just to kind of.
I do got a kind of question. Green Lantern, how's?
Green Lantern's good. They're doing weird things with them right now. Last I read of them, the Watchers, I guess. I think that's what their names. So Ryan,
Yeah, they're the Watchers.
Yeah, Ryan's gonna kill me if I get any of that wrong. And Andrew's gonna kill me. But they were taken over by other people, so now it's literally they've been taken over by like bad politicians and other lantern wearers.
Oh.
So Hal's dealing with all that.
Sorry, I like my favorite one's Kilowog, by the way.
Kilowog's fun.
Yeah, he's a big guy like me.
Yep. And so.
And he's also like a drill sergeant.
Yeah, that's
Which,
fair.
if anybody doesn't know, my family is heavily military. So it just goes down the family line there.
Right. So next ExtremeCon, we see Gary in a Kilowog cosplay.
I have been really seriously thinking about doing a Kilowog because I really don't have a lot of superhero ones, which is ironic because I run a Comic-Con.
Right.
But I mean, I got good patented ones are Fled Flintstone, Mario that I have, Beetlejuice, Captain Kamamura from Bleach, which I haven't worn lately, so that one's coming back.
One I haven't seen in a while too that I like you do is your Black Mask.
Yeah. Jessica has a problem with that one.
Oh.
So I haven't been wearing it as much, but it is my patented...
Just like Peter Parker and Mary Jane, you can't wear the black costume because your wife's upset.
Yeah, we'll go. There's more into it than that, but it's something similar to that. But yeah, I'm actually trying to work on a penguin costume.
Ooh.
So that'll be pretty good once I get it done. I got top hat. That's all I got so far.
You
But
top
it's a
hat,
stop.
an umbrella. And
Oh, I'm definitely, if I go to that, I'm going to have some heavy umbrella props. And usually, like the costumes, I make a little bit of them, but when it comes to props, I love to make the props. So we definitely going to have some fun umbrella ones.
there's two I'm kind of working on, but they've been hitting the C80. We're ADHD and hard already, and I haven't even got to the first event. But I'm working on, because I have the top parts for them. Like I have a Batman mask. I have my favorite thing about the Zack Snyder Batman movies, or Justice League movies. It's the Wasteland Batman mask with the goggles.
Yeah.
I have that one, which is the front half of it, but I'll just get a back end cowl. And then of course I have my Mando helmet.
Yeah.
And I'd like to work on the rest of those costumes eventually. And like even when we do conventions with you, just walk around as Batman at my tables.
Well, that's the other thing. I want to try to get a Star Wars one too, because eventually there's going to be another Star Wars movie out. And
Next year.
oh, well, what's the name of it?
Mandalorian and Grogu.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so that explains why the final season's coming this year. And
Yep. So
finishing off.
we're getting Mando. I think it's either 2025 or 2026, but we're getting Mando and Grogu, and we're getting the new Jedi Order movie.
Yeah, see, and that's the one I'm building up to because I do have a licensed, not licensed, but it's a Disney lightsaber, so probably it's licensed.
That's cool.
But it actually came from Disneyland and in an auction that we all kind of auctioned on.
Nice. Yeah, I know.
And-
But at the Ed Warden auction nearby, and here in St. Robert, a very local group, very fun guys. Jacob, if you're listening, Jacob is one of my D&D players. He's also an auctioneer there.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a Jedi costume, get that ready because I really need to find that date because we are heavily going to be putting everything out about ExtremeCon, and we're going to be at a lot of different things and promoting hard this year because we, if you haven't heard before, we grew to a bigger location because we outgrew the one in St. Robert. I wish I would have kept it, or could keep it here, but I have no place to put it at.
Yeah, there's just no like event centers big enough in the area, which is super weird for a military community that prides itself on graduations.
Yes.
But even they're outside events.
Yeah, and then that's what the issue we came into, and we actually talked to Missouri S&T, and we're going to host it there next year in September. We are contemplating making it even 3-day event.
I'm tired after a 2-day event, but I'm here.
But someone pointed out, it's like we're already going to be in the room. I can come in there early. They're going to do the setup for me, so I don't have to worry about none of the setup, which takes a lot of time if you have never set up an event before. Because you got to lay out the tables, tape them down.
I know just setting up my single booth at an event takes a lot of time.
And they're taking probably about at least 4 hours of the effort out of my way, if not longer. So once that gets set up, and then all we got to do is drop names off of tables and be good with that. And then we are maybe making it into a 3-day event. So we will keep you informed on that. We're definitely thinking about at least doing a VIP pass for Friday.
That'd be cool. Like, let everybody get in, let people spend a little more, get in early to
Yeah.
just to kind of peruse everything before it gets crowded. Because I imagine on the campus it's going to be crowded.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is.
It sounds like it's going to be a dark crisis. Hey, look, that's what I was talking about.
See, we segued into
Look at
it.
that. That one was kind of, it was a good event, but it was more of a simpler event. It basically led into, I don't remember the finer details of why everything happened. I think it had to do with Darkseid and Apocalypse, like it usually does. But
Hey, he's my favorite DC villain.
which we're gonna get there in the all-in special. That I'm going to spoil some things for Gary and might cause him to pick up a comic today. Sorry, Jessica. But at the end of it, the Justice League, surprise, surprise, was not dead. But they realized they weren't doing their job. They were. It was a kind of a slight roast against the Avengers, because they're like, we're just being reactionary, we're not doing anything right, and moving on. And then so the Justice League disbanded. So that was the way to fix it.
Yeah, always good to go away.
But they at least made sense, and they put the Teen Titans in charge.
Go Teen Titans!
Yeah, which in the comics, if you don't know, as much as I joke about that, they are adults and they're the Titans. So they've been full-fledged superheroes for years. So Nightwing was pretty much the Superman for a while. And which we found out Amanda Waller was kind of pulling the strings behind that event, and then she orchestrated the next event, which was Beast World. And
not to be confused with
Beast
Wars.
Ooh, we went two different things. Transformers and Power Rangers.
You said Beast first.
Yeah. But that's when Amanda Waller essentially made a deal with Raven's evil alter ego.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and an alien, well, a Thanagarian, so not Thanagarian, a Tamaranian, Starfire's people. And they orchestrated a big catastrophe at the beginning of the event. They got it stopped, but then they got Beast Boy to turn into a Starro, which if you've seen the new Suicide Squad...
Yeah, Starros are pretty bad.
Yep. And then they made Beast Boy in Starro form kind of lose control. And so all the little Beast Boy Starros took over half the planet, made them all beast people. Hence the Beast World term.
Not to be confused with Beast Wars.
Yeah. And if you've ever read an X-Men comic, if they're different from the normal people in the comics, they get mean with them. So the whole event was just Amanda Waller trying to make the Titans look bad, which she succeeded pretty well because she also controls the media and the social media and the stories, because she's big head honcho government. Again, into the series, they kind of put everything back to zero, and you could just see where Amanda's pulling the strings and getting good to go. And either right about the same time or right before that, Batman introduced Failsafe, which was his own cyborg, not as in Cyborg the hero, but just his own robot that was made to, if Batman ever went too far, to take control and take Batman out of commission. And speaking of Penguin, they faked Penguin's death and made Batman responsible for it. So Failsafe activated and came to pretty much stop Bruce Wayne, stop Robin, because Tim Drake was working with him at the time. Damian, I think, was out of commission for a little bit.
And you figure out of all of them, Damian would be the worst one.
Huh?
Said you figured Damian would be the worst one.
Hey, Damian's my favorite Robin. He's a good boy. Yeah, traumatized boy. He got Alfred killed in front of him.
Yeah, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
They killed Alfred?
They killed Alfred. Bane killed Alfred. Bastard. Yep. Oh, see what happens when you miss, Dakota? Gary starts swearing. But that all goes down, and we learn that Batman has a separate personality in his head that he separates in times where he needs to cut himself off from his backstory, essentially. Yep, it sounds silly, but it was kind of cool. So Batman let that personality in charge, that way he could outthink Failsafe. And then at the end, that personality went too far.
Oh, boy.
But basically at the end of that whole run...
Holy split personalities, Batman!
Right, basically at the end of that whole run, that personality downloaded itself into the Failsafe robot. So it became a robot with all of Batman's moves, powers, and history, and then Batman's mind. And at the end of that series, Failsafe got a hold of Amanda Waller, and they started teaming up. And then the final, like, slight event before the bigger event that ended everything to start everything was House of Brainiac, which I have a poster behind me because it was my first big event in the store. And I think Gary would like that one because it starts off with Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo's kind of one of them hit and miss people for me.
So we find out that Brainiac had a bottle city of Zarnians, Lobo's people. Because Lobo is supposed to be the coin flip to Superman, where he's the last of his people too. But Brainiac had a city of them, and pretty much hired them to go kidnap all the Kryptonians, which was kind of a cool thing because you got to see Superman mad at the beginning. And then, so, finding out that Zarnians kidnapped his family, Superman goes straight to Lobo. We get a really cool couple-issue fight of Superman and Lobo. You can tell I'm tired this morning. And after that, they realize, they do the thing that every superhero fight does, like, oh, we shouldn't be fighting, we need to team up against these guys. And then they go fight Brainiac, which Brainiac's acting very weird for Brainiac. He's trying to figure out, like, what Superman's greatest strength is, and being a little cryptic and telling everybody that he's figured out what Superman's greatest strength is. And then they reveal, I think, the second last issue or the last issue, that he made a queen. And Brainiac's like, Superman's biggest strength is his family, which is true. Like, if it wasn't for Lois, his son, half of them, like, Superman...
Mom and Pa,
Mom and Pa, yeah. Except for Kevin Costner. We don't like Kevin Costner. Pa can't.
He was okay.
He was okay until he let the tornado take him in front of his own son, who could have saved him with nobody noticing.
Yeah, there was a lot of hit. I feel so bad for that guy for that movie because he got a lot of hit for that. And he's actually a really good actor.
Yeah, they all are, and they just got put in bad-ish roles.
And the sad thing is that could have been a really good movie because the special effects in that movie were great.
Yeah, it was a pretty movie.
That part of the Man of Steel was Superman going through like the buildings and stuff is something you'd want to see like in Superman 2 with Zod instead of like the really cheap. And I know back then it didn't look cheap, but it is really cheap special effects. But they did what they could, and they went on a low budget, and they did really good in the movie because that's probably the best Superman movie as far as the storyline went.
Yeah. So where was I on that one? Oh, they went up team up to fight Brainiac. They were able to stop Brainiac and the Queen by the end, and then like the parallel Clark story as Brainiac's ship was blowing up because Brainiac went too far and pushed his power too far. Like Brainiac at the end learned like, hey, we need to save everybody because he started caring about people. And he shot off Brainiac Queen in a pod towards Earth. And guess who found her? Amanda Waller. And stuck her in a pocket dimension and raised her to be her mother. Amanda Waller was pretending to be Brainiac Queen's mother and raised her to fight the Justice League. At the end of House of Brainiac, after all that happened, though, we see a parallel to... I think Gary should remember this. When Doomsday appeared in comics...
Oh, yeah.
When he's at the end of, like, Superman issues where he's just punching.
Yeah.
And he's slowly escaping out of his thing. We see a parallel of that because Doomsday's currently in Hell and is one of the rulers of Hell.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah. They actually did something cool with Doomsday, which they don't get back to that till we'll get there later on in Superman number 19.
That's Superman number 19 at the Mandalorians.
That's Mandalorians. I even have extras. Those ones I bought a few extras of. But that's when we get into the big event, Absolute Power, which started in Free Comic Book Day, which I know you have that issue.
Oh, yeah, I do have that issue.
Because we have Free Comic Book Day the first Saturday in May at the Mandalorians.
Yes, and I'm sure the Extremicon will be there, which reminds me I need to put that down on my calendar before my calendar fills up next year.
I need to set up a little event for that again. It's always small, just a couple of people local people selling their stuff and hanging out pretty much, get free comics, get some discounts. But that issue started off with Superman stopping a normal crime, and then like they do the whole little joke where they pull a gun on Superman. He kind of laughs because he's like, "What are you gonna do?" And then they actually shoot Superman. The bullet goes through him. He starts bleeding, and it's like, oh, and then that issue ends, and then we didn't see anything happen in that for like 2 months. But I'm assuming you're familiar with the Amazo robots.
Yes.
Yeah, they can take and get the powers of any superhero they come across. Amanda Waller got 7 of them that Failsafe built, the Batman.
Right.
Yep. See, that's why that was important.
Excuse me.
And Amanda Waller's been going through the whole time and just seeding things into the government and the public that the superheroes are bad. Like, look at Superman throwing down these people in public. Look at, this wouldn't happen if Superman wasn't here. This wouldn't happen if Batman wasn't here.
Yeah, and then what would happen if they weren't there?
Right. They never tell that question because they think they can stop the threats that are coming through, which they never can.
No. I mean, just Darkseid himself could have taken over the whole world if none of the superheroes were there.
Yep. But Amanda Waller depowered the entire Justice League and had her own Justice League of Amazo robots, and then Failsafe and Brainiac Queen. And so everybody throughout the issues, even the magic users, barely had their magic. Like, the only ones that were pretty okay were the Bat Family. They kind of... I always liked when the Bat Family rolls their eyes at people losing their powers.
What am I going to do? I'll use my Batarang.
Right. But yeah, that's just
my Bat Shark repellent.
Right. And that was a good event because one of my biggest complaints, as especially a retailer and just a comic collector, is events. Because they cross over and everything. They want you to spend hundreds of dollars to collect all this event, and half the time the tie-ins don't even matter.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people can cite Absolute Carnage when they stop collecting Marvel comics.
Oh, Absolute Carnage, yeah.
Because there were so many tie-ins to that.
Yeah, there was a lot of tie-ins. I still got to get a couple of those tie-ins, too.
Yeah.
But I do love... Okay. Segueing off, you said
nope.
Maximum Carnage. So
yeah, I say we're good. We're good.
Venom, awesome movie. Third one was a lot better than the second one if you did not like the second one. And then also I was going to talk about, because you said Absolute Carnage, Maximum Carnage was a really great series if you haven't seen it. And that's why watching the second movie for Venom, being one of my favorite ones, it was a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
But with that being said, the third movie was great. Definitely watch it. Also, we mentioned Penguin earlier. Great TV show. Doesn't really have... I mean, it does have something to do with Batman just because the names are there, but it is a completely... If you like definitely mobster-type movies, it goes with that.
Yeah. I think DC and, like, Disney have a slight feud thanks to Batman 66, to where I think Disney kind of owns the live action... Like how if they can put Hulk... Like how Disney can put Hulk in a movie but can't title the movie Hulk.
Yeah.
I think DC has that with Batman and their TV shows. Because ABC owns Batman 66. So I think they own the live-action syndication rights to Batman. So that's why we got Gotham, Batwoman, Gotham Knights, Pennyworth, Penguin.
But you notice none of them are named Batman.
None of them are named Batman. And Batman doesn't even pop in till later. And I don't think he can be a main character. Like, he can be there.
Right. Well, that's like the Teen Titans show. It's like you seen Bruce Wayne, but you never see Batman. At least as far as I know, but I haven't watched all of it yet, though. But
yeah, no, I think I can't confirm, and I've just seen online theories. I know I sent one to Gary a little while ago, where it's just like, but it feels like Disney still owns just Batman, and that makes them. It's kind of crappy on their part, but that makes the most sense. Not letting their competitor have the TV rights to their biggest character.
Well, I mean, but they could. I'm sure Warner Brothers has got a few things that, are Marvel related that they're not going to give them.
Yeah, because Marvel sold the rights to everything back in the 90s.
Yeah, they're kind of probably regretting the Sony one now.
I mean, no, because it just the worse the Sony movies are, that makes their movies look better. If it's not Marvel, if it's not them being talked about, it's like, oh, those aren't our movies. Yeah, let them talk crap about that all day. We'll make a good movie, hopefully here soon.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to Kraven the Hunter, though.
It looks so that movie, I'm a sucker for, like, even if it was bad, I was gonna go see Venom and Kraven regardless, because I'm a sucker for bad Spider-Man movies.
Well, Venom is not a bad movie. It is a good movie, but it has a tie-off point where it could lead into more movies. Mm-hmm. But I do know that he said that if they ever had a Venom tie-in movie with a Spider-Man movie, he is back.
Good. I hope so, because I think it's one thing that trilogy was lacking, because slight spoilers for Venom 3, there was no Spider-Man in it.
Yeah, that was the only thing. Only complaint about the whole movie.
Yeah, no Spider-Man. I know they had Noel in it. I know... I love Andy Serkis, love him to death, but I'm a little disappointed they got Andy Serkis as Noel. They could have got so many other actors to play Noel.
Yeah.
Like, that dude's like Thanos level. and him just kind of being CGI Caesar, Planet of the Apes, which is like, again, no hate on Andy Serkis, but Andy Serkis has had his run of characters, especially he already had Claw on Marvel. Yeah. I know the movie also had the guy who played Mordo and the guy who played the Lizard, not as their characters. Spoilers for those two. Those are, don't go in there excited seeing Mordo or the Lizard as a multiverse thing. Those are not Lizard and Mordo. Those are just Rizifan and I can't pronounce his name. His last name's Ejiofor. Chiwetel Ejiofor is the guy who played Mordo. Yeah. Yeah. They got the most obscure sounding names of Marvel characters. Just.
Yeah, definitely worth seeing Venom though.
Yeah.
I would admit that.
They kind of did the thing that I've been complaining about Marvel, is they got away from the multiverse and they kind of roasted it a little bit, so I'm okay with that. They just hired actors to play characters.
Yeah. But I mean, that's going to happen anyways.
Yeah. Little sneaky in the trailer using the guy who played the Lizard and the guy who played Mordo as characters, but yeah.
I really didn't even watch those ones. I just was there for the final Venom movie.
Yeah. I saw the Lizard in the trailer and I was like, ooh, we're going to have a Lizard in it. Then he's just some dad on a road trip.
Yeah, he was. That was. Oh, I don't want to get into that.
Yep.
Too much spoilers. But
that one's too new to spoil.
Yeah. Definitely too good to spoil. But I guess going back to the comics.
Like, I mean, we're only 20 minutes in, and I'm almost all the way through my past events.
Really?
Because we're almost through. Absolute Power is the most recent one, and again, they do the whole thing where they like stop everything. But like Amanda Waller is trying to tap into the multiverse and like be the ruler of the essential multiverse at that point. Yeah,
that's never going to end well.
Yeah, and she was succeeding. She had other Flashes in there helping her, which, you know, the evil Flashes from different universes. Yeah.
But what's the problem with working with a whole bunch of evil people?
They all betrayed each other, which didn't happen in this one. The heroes actually cool enough. The heroes actually found a way to get their powers back and stop Amanda Waller.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually you keep on working with the evil people, they're going to bite you in the butt.
Yeah. So at the end of the issue, stopping all the Amazobots got all their powers back, but they put a few of the powers into the wrong people. Like, one of the funnier ones is, if you know the heroes Fire and Ice.
Yes.
Their powers were reversed. Fire has ice powers, ice has fire powers.
Oh, but that's fun for me.
Yeah. Barry no longer has a Speed Force, which has happened 1,000 times in comics.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's nothing new.
And they haven't shown who they came from, but Lois currently has Kryptonian powers. And so far we know that... So far we've seen everybody but their son with their powers, so I'm thinking his son lost their powers. So, and Lois gained them.
Well, she's gained them before in different aspects.
Yep, but she's currently on par with Superman, which we'll get into that once I get to the issue.
Which, if nobody's ever watched the Lois and Clark, back in the day, she actually got the powers for a little bit.
Nice.
That was a show about in the 90s, just in case anybody was wondering.
Yeah, because now they have Superman and Lois, which is a really good Superman show.
Yeah.
And the current final CW superhero show, that era is finally ending.
Which is kind of sad because I know they had some hiccups along the way, but they had some good ones that were really good. Like Arrow, when it first started out, was good. Toward the end, it started tailing down.
I could never get into Arrow, because that also felt like one of those ones where that should have been a Batman show.
It was a Batman show.
It was a Batman show.
It was just Batman, Punisher. Yeah. Is the best way to put it.
Essentially, yeah.
And then what was another good one that came from Flash? Flash was amazing. I thought that was really good.
Flash kind of dropped me off at season 4 just because at the end of the season, every season, it was just him fighting a really fast guy.
Yeah, and it was kind of getting
I'm like Barry has other villains.
Yeah. Like the Trickster.
Yeah, and then like Captain Cold, who became a good guy, Killer Frost, who became a good guy. Captain Cold's buddy, the not Pyro, but you know who I'm talking about, the Flame guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Played his brother on Prison Break.
Yeah.
Yeah, played Dracula in the Blade movies. But he was a bad guy, but then he went to get they made all the Flash villains that weren't Speedy good guys at some point.
Yeah, because
they went to Legends of Tomorrow.
Grodd,
yeah,
that's another good villain of his that they just kind of.
It's kind of I think they just we just want fast people because Barry goes fast. I'm like, well, no, because Barry outthinks people is how he does things, and he's funny, and they did a good job making him funny.
Yeah.
And like I said, I still want to finish that show. Supergirl was good, but it was also just female Clark Kent.
It seemed like it went down.
Yeah, they were.
After.
The problem with Supergirls, they weren't telling Supergirl stories. They were just telling Clark Kent stories with Kara.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm sitting there watching it, and they made her a reporter. They basically made her best friend Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, they really didn't go. I mean, in the comics, there was some degree to that.
A little bit, but Supergirl kind of did her own thing. She was a Red Lantern at one point, and they just let off a lot of her stories that were actually very good, but pretty much threw in Clark's stories.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with if you're telling a Superman story, but Kara has her own long comic history.
Including her dying.
Multiple times.
Yeah. The big one was when she died during the crisis.
Yep. Which, they recently did a 3-part animated crossover for that.
I am finishing the third one of that. So far, it's been pretty good.
It's not bad. It can be a lot shorter.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's kind of like some of the movies that have... You could take about an hour or 2 hours away from it, and it'd still be...
Yeah, they could take a little bit. Like, I'm greatly... Because I watched it all recently with Ross. Like, my other complaint is the art style.
Yeah.
I don't know who at DC and WB thought it was a really good idea to do an entire really cool superhero crossover in the style of Archer. Because all I see now is when they're out of costume is, oh, this is just an episode of Archer. But Jensen Ackles as Batman is fantastic.
Yeah, he does a really good job. I was about to mention that too.
I love any time Jensen Ackles shows up in DC stuff.
Well, maybe I get big enough to bring Jensen Ackles down here. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be so... I mean, you already had the Carlet last year.
Yeah.
Those of you who don't know, Jensen Ackles is Dean from Supernatural.
Yeah, we did have the Supernatural car this year. And I'm waiting to hear if we can have any place to put vehicles at. If we get that, then we are going to be good to go there. Because she will be coming back again this year.
Nice. Yep, and then he also played Soldier Boy in The Boys, which I haven't seen The Boys.
Oh, yeah, he did play Soldier Boy.
He played Soldier Boy. I can't get into The Boys because I get... Yes, you guys are going to hear me digging through candy in the background.
Happy Halloween after Halloween.
Yep.
Happy Day of the Dead.
Has some ASMR candy digging. But I can't get into The Boys because I think the edgy superhero thing's overplayed.
I've watched most of it, but some of it I just think,
Well,
and I get people that they like it because they think it'd be what would happen if real superheroes actually really took over.
But I'm not reading or watching superheroes to see what happened if they really took over.
Right.
That's my escapism fantasy. It's like I want to see it. Like I want to know that there's actual good people out there.
Right, and there is. Kind of getting away from the comic thing. My wife had pulled up a picture on Facebook. Someone had actually stuck like two $20 bills into one of the baby wipe containers. Mm-hmm. And apparently this is a thing that goes around that people just put money in, like baby diapers and stuff like that.
Helping people out. Yep,
with newborns. And that they don't do it for recognition. Like you see those TikTok videos where, oh, look, he gave me $20. Or, they're helping me out. It's like, no, there's no recognition for this. So people are doing it just to do it.
Yeah. But now everybody does it for social media clout.
Right. Yeah, and they're not doing it for social media clout. They're doing it to actually help people out.
That's good.
Which is really good because you see that every once in a while in the world. Like one time, hilarious story when I was working at the gas station. Mind you, this is when I was having 2 jobs, teaching martial arts, and I was already tired. Didn't shave very well because, I didn't have time to shave. So I was taking trash out of the gas station. Guy comes up, hands me a $10 bill and says, here you go. I was like, no, I'm not homeless. I don't need money. He's like, no, take it. You probably need it more than I do. It's like, I didn't, you kind of felt a little bit insulted, but I'm like, hey, you know what? I can't argue with this guy. So I took the $10 in and got something to eat.
I've been downtrodden enough in my life that people can tell. Whether you think you're doing your best or hiding it, people can, especially people that, like, if he was a customer that came in fairly often.
No, he wasn't. That was the funny thing. That's probably why he didn't know I wasn't homeless.
But a lot of people can just tell when you're not having a good time. Like, people have that intuition. People don't, listen to it anymore.
No, they don't. I mean,
or they'll watch and they'll talk about it with all their friends and then never actually go help that friend. Yeah,
sometimes you just walk... And some people get fissy about it, and you got to understand that. But walk it up and say, hey, how you doing today? Or, hi. Yep. Sometimes you get funny looks, too, because I smile and say hi, and then I get weird looks all the time. Like, it's like if you're going to take it the wrong way, that's on you, not me.
Yep, kindness goes so far. Like, I was in Lowe's yesterday, and the guy up front that has the flyer that people filled out the enter the drawing.
Yes.
I asked, I needed a rake because obviously we're in fall and the leaves are everywhere.
Yes.
And I couldn't find them. My brain was just not computing where they were. And I was like, hey, I know this ain't what you do, but can you help me find some rakes? And he's like, just super helpful. It's like, well, there's some there. And then if you don't like the prices on those, there's some in the back that are a lot cheaper, and pointed me to where to go. And I was like, hey, do you get a... Cause I know like when you go in the gas stations, there's like the candy bars and stuff that...
Yeah.
Or in like Family Dollar, and they have the thing they're trying to push, and the employees get points for doing those.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, do you get a thing if I fill one of these out? He's like, yeah, I get. It goes like in a little commission for me and helps me out, and like, you know, because this is pretty much my entire job is to ask people to fill this out. I'm like, I'm gonna fill one out, and just sit there and did it. And he talked. And he's like, it's like, thank you so much. Most people are rude and won't do it and yell at me. Like, I prefer people just ignore me if they're not gonna do it,
Right.
or just say no, thank you.
I hate to say this, but like when I see people for money out, and now mind you, if I got cash on me, I don't mind giving money when I walked out of Walmart. But if I don't got the money, and especially if I'm running in there to try to get something to get out, I'm not trying to have someone stall me for 5 minutes to, you know, get money.
It'll depend on like who it is.
Yeah, and then, but usually I don't carry cash on me anyways, and I'm not giving anybody my debit information at all. That's like, a no-go.
If I have some change or something on me, but half the time, like, a lot of those guys out front are scammers.
Yeah, see, that's why I won't hand anybody my card unless I know it's a legitimate business, and that's something everybody should practice.
Yeah.
Because people will take advantage of it, and I have had my debit card information stolen a couple of times. But luckily, my bank's really good about working with that. And some of it's just random. Like, one of them was in New Jersey. Like, I haven't been to New Jersey since...
Yep.
I don't know, since high school.
We'll tell you one good habit to get into, because I know everybody gets into the convenience. Well, I donate to charity. I give that $1 at the gas station, or this, that, and the other. But, like, can't confirm. Don't quote me on this. I am not a lawyer. But... I'm fairly certain not all of that money goes to charity. Like, it goes to pay the employee collecting it. It goes to everything else, and then, like, only a small fraction of that actually goes to the charity.
It actually depends on the charity.
Yep.
I can tell you this honestly because we helped out St. Baldrick's one year.
Uh-huh.
And she went through a list of how much actually goes. You're talking about 25% goes actually to the actual charity, but most of it's administrative. And now when I say this, not every charity's like this. If you deal with your local charities, I guarantee you most of that's going to go to whatever it is.
But what I'm saying here is donate personally. That charity has a website. That charity might have a local office. Don't donate through a billion-dollar corporation to that business, because you just became a tax write-off to the billion-dollar corporation. That's all you're doing. Because they're donating your money to that charity and they're writing it off their taxes.
Right.
If you donate it yourself, more of that money goes to the charity. Can guarantee it. And you're not helping, I'm going to be a hippie here, you're not helping the man out.
Yeah. I mean, those people that have money, and I mean, you can see it with the politicians and everything, all of them got more than enough money.
Uh-huh.
And it's like there's little people that don't have a lot of money. And I don't mind helping out people that need help. I really don't.
Yeah, it's like, last real world thing I'm going to get into, but like last year or the year before when Hawaii was burning, and Gary knows where I'm going with this. It's
perfect example.
Made me hate The Rock. I never really cared for The Rock, but I at least kind of respected him a little bit as a wrestler. I always knew his ego was too big. But him and Oprah came on TV and just was like, hey, we need your guys' donations. And they used a weird terminology. Like, yeah, we're pledging this amount of money, which made it sound like they were going to match the donations. They weren't going to match the donations. They were pledging that amount of our money towards putting out the fires in a charity and rebuilding Hawaii, when they both collectively have enough to rebuild all of Hawaii and half of the United States, if it was something were to happen.
I mean,
and they wouldn't miss any of that.
No, they wouldn't. Honestly, it's like you can't ask. And I got a lot of ridicule for that too. And rightfully so, because I mean, you guys are billionaires versus the people that are making less than $100,000 a year that are just paying for their stuff, and
Yeah.
even less people than that.
Right, and everything's gotten so expensive nowadays. Like, I feel like the thing my parents always complained about, that I always made fun of, like, nothing's that expensive. And now I'm at Walmart, like, why are eggs this much?
There is a combination of people's pay, the COVID happening, that ruined a lot of things.
Businesses, or I say businesses, but corporations learned that they could charge whatever they feel like, and people are still going to buy it most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
And get away with it. And half the time, all they have to say, there's a shortage. Like, my favorite one was the iron shortage they had. Because, for those of you who don't know, me and my dad have been scrappers since I was a little kid. Like, and this is something Dakota could have told with him being here, but when he bought his shelves for the store, they were super expensive because of the steel shortage. Dad and I were still hauling metal at the time. Steel's price was the lowest it's ever been. They were literally trying to force a shortage to charge more for everything.
You mean like the toilet paper most recently?
Toilet paper.
That had nothing to do with the shipments that were getting stalled?
Right, because, the toilet paper's all in the United States.
Yeah. Which is, rightfully so, because we want toilet paper that goes by standards. At least, hopefully, standards.
I buy the Dollar Tree bar toilet paper.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah.
We do Angel Soft.
Yeah. I need something with a little bit of grip. Back to the real supervillains in the comic books. There we go. We got into real life for a little bit. Sorry, guys. Where was I? I was at Absolute Power. So they did everything. They stopped Amanda Waller at the end. People got weird powers. They closed off the multiverse. Because the only way to stop Amanda was to close off the multiverse. So there's now, at the end of that issue, there was only one current DC universe.
Just one?
Just one. And I think it was so, like, and they ended that off. They even, like, the usual question of, like, the end of a comic when the villain knows everybody's secrets, identities. What do you do with that villain? DC has a character called Dreamer who can literally enter people's minds, and she did the dirtiest thing to Amanda Waller. You ever have that memory you can't just quite get? You can remember it, but you can't remember it?
Yes.
She did that to Amanda Waller with all of her memories of the superhero names. Like, they're still in her head. She knows them, but she'll never be able to find them because she buried the memories so deep. So she always just can scratch at the edge of it, but can never remember the names.
No, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. And that's when we start off in All In. Look at that. We made it to a current comic. Is the All In special. After they closed the multiverse, there was a multiversal incursion. But one universe. And
to rule them all.
To bring them together, to bind them. We're not nerds. This one starts out with them deciding to reform the Justice League after 2 years. Like, also in all this 2 years, we never had a Justice League title.
Justice League.
Yep. So they reformed them all. Everybody's pretty much becoming a member. I have a few Justice League cards in the shop, like membership cards that are cool. They made it a big deal. They team up. Everybody who has powers are back. Even the ones who don't have powers are there. And you can see the big guy on the front cover. Gary's boy.
Yes.
Darkseid. He has lost his mind.
Did he ever have it in the first place?
He's like crazy. Like, usually he's tactical.
Right.
Like, this time he's just like, I need Superman to kill me. Because for those of you who don't know, Darkseid is a fixed point in the DC universe. He's always going to be there, always going to happen. If Darkseid doesn't exist, that's going to be spoilers for Gary's movie. He'll see that in a little bit.
Omega powers. I know that they had effectively killed him once and he came back because of the Omega powers. He had no powers at all. And this is before this, way before this happened. And then he eventually got his powers back again.
Yep. But Darkseid is a fixed point. He has to be there. He is like the living entity of death, but not death, because DC has their own death.
Is his name Death?
His name's Death.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Well, her name's Death.
Oh, her.
Because it's always a girl. Because unless it's supernatural, then it's a very old man.
Which is ironic, because it's the same way in Marvel Comics.
It's a lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Deadpool's in love with.
Which I'm gonna have we're gonna segue here quietly, but I'm gonna have spoilers for Agatha all along in a little bit.
Which is also a good series.
Yeah, are you caught up on that?
Mind you, it's a little bit adultish.
Are you caught up on that?
Last episode I seen was 7.
I don't know what that is. Have you been revealed who Aubrey's Plaza character is yet?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then we're gonna spoil that
Okay.
in a little bit. Because
So stay tuned.
stay tuned.
So you can hear some spoilers.
Look at this. Look at Dakota not being here. We get to talk about comics. Me and Gary are like two kids in a candy store right now. But they start with the All-In special, and Darkseid becomes the host to the Spectre.
Really?
Yep, which I've said this like 8 times on this podcast, but for those of you who don't know, the Spectre is the champion of the actual Judeo-Christian God, who is a character in the DC Comics. Because Santa is a legit character in the DC Comics.
Yeah, I knew that one because Superman saved Santa.
Yep, there's a
couple
Batman
times.
Superman. There's a Batman Santa crossover coming out here soon.
Oh,
Yep, I think in December.
Okay, spoiler alert. Extreme Con has their own Santa.
Is it Gary? I saw the start of the picture in Jessica's.
Yes, it is Gary.
I also also segue alert here. I got invited. There's a local Santa that's usually the farmer's market, and he invited me to the Fraternal Order of Santas. So I'm contemplating it because that would be cool.
I wonder if do they all have superpowers? Ding ding ding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go to the chimney tree. The chimney tree.
But yeah, so needless to say, Darkseid with Spectre powers is bad. So they stop him. They basically have to kill him to stop him, which I think killing Darkseid's become a thing that's not that bad because they know he comes back. So Superman and Batman go against their killing rule because if they can return from the dead, it doesn't count, I guess. I'm not sure how that works in DC. I'm assuming that's how that works. And that's when the multiverse splits into the absolute universe where nothing happened the same way. And basically Darkseid's we haven't got a whole lot of details on how that universe is, but it seems to be Darkseid's the actual ruler of that universe. And they've released 2 comics for that one. We'll have Absolute Superman next week, so I don't know what happens in that yet. I have it. I have not read it. Because spoilers, comic shops get their comics a few days before release day. So
Kind of like the movie days back in the day. How, Rob?
Yep. But Batman starts out really cool. His mom's actually alive.
What?
Yeah, Dad's still dead. It's from the first 2. It's like basically you can ask what if there was significant change in their backstory. This one's what if Thomas Wayne was a teacher, not a doctor.
Right.
And Batman's not rich. Batman's he still has the drive. He's still Bruce Wayne, but he did everything through community college and just kind of earning his way through it. And he just wasn't handed everything. But the really cool part in that book is it's basically what if Alfred Pennyworth was the Punisher. Yeah, so it's if you've ever read any Batman comics that delve into any of Alfred's backstory, or if you've seen any memes online, one of my favorite memes is it's Master Bruce hates guns. I have no such quarry, and it's always Alfred with a shotgun somewhere.
That's funny.
Yeah, because Bruce won't kill anybody. Alfred will absolutely and will kill people.
Well, depending on what storyline, Alfred actually has a history in special service.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. He is MI6 operative. This one, he never left MI6.
Oh, okay.
Yep, he was still
Which
MI6.
makes I know there's probably a good storyline in there, and I'm going to have to look it up eventually.
Why he became a butler.
Why he became a butler.
Yeah.
Because I know the storylines, but I've never seen the crossover between.
From what I understood, is it's basically it was something his dad asked him to do, and I think he was just tired of being MI6, so it's basically a big undercover operation where he can just live peacefully. From the way I understand, I might be completely wrong, and some Batman fans and they're just shaking their fist at me right now.
Sure.
But when he actually died in the comics, he was a billionaire and left all his money to Nightwing, which makes the most sense.
Right.
Damian would have made a little more sense, but he's currently. Well, hello.
Apparently, that didn't agree with that.
Right. Damian made a little more sense because Damian thought of Alfred as his grandfather, actually called him grandfather, which was kind of cool. And
well, I mean, really, he raised Bruce, so it kind of fits. He was actually his father.
Yep, and he basically made Damian what we have today because he turned Damian from a little assassin kid into an actual hero, and more than Bruce ever did because Bruce gets the little kid, put him in shorts, throws him in front of bullets. Alfred's like, okay.
We chilled.
Yep. And Alfred's just like, okay, we train you and we love you and we raise you.
Precious.
But there's a moment in there where Alfred's got a really cool gun, he's killing people, and Bruce just kicks the crap out of him. takes his gun, gives it back to him, and then Alfred tries to shoot him with the gun. And he's like, "You made my gun non-lethal," because it shoots out beanbags now. But I'm excited for next issue on that because they're revealing the Batmobile, and it makes the tumbler look small. Oh. It's a big piece of construction equipment. Yeah.
Okay, now you got me intrigued.
Yeah, Absolute Batman. I'm out of that because that sold out quickly. But I'll have second and third printings here soon. So when those come out, I'll post it on my Facebook. I'll probably get Gary one so he can read it.
Yeah, get me in trouble.
Yeah. Sorry, Jess. But then Absolute Wonder Woman starts out. It's same thing. It's asks you a what if question, but it's what if Wonder Woman was raised in hell.
Oh damn.
Yep, Greek hell, so Hades.
So daddy. Daddy
mommy
issues?
Mommy issues. She was raised by Cersei.
Oh.
Yep, she was raised by the witch Cersei. Starts off with because we don't know a lot on her story. Like I said, we know nothing about the universe really, besides kind of how it was created through Superman killing Spectre Darkseid. Yeah, and then, which I'm going out of order in my readings, so that's gonna go there. But that one is Apollo, the god of the sun, drops her off with Cersei in the beginning of the issue. Tells her, I don't care if she lives or dies. She just, we don't want her. Because if you don't know, main comics, Diana is the daughter of Zeus. Which they did in the movie too.
Yeah.
So she's technically a god, a demigod. But Cersei doesn't want to raise her, and then gets attached to the baby, and the gods keep sending things to kill them. Apollo's used godly powers to ban Cersei from saying the word Amazons, so she can't even say the word out loud or write it down because it just turns into gobbledygook. It's so funny. But then they show her raising her and then fighting a monster at the end, and she's got a giant sword. It's really cool. The whole issue, she's literally riding a Hell Pegasus on the cover. I do have an extra issue of the first printing on that one. And I'll have... Conveniently. I ordered extra Wonder Womans because I love Wonder Woman.
I have Wonder Woman out of the DC universe, which, not trying to start a big discussion about it, but Marvel's my favorite, and then DC. Mm-hmm. But out of my favorite DC characters, Wonder Woman's in the top. And yeah. I do like Batman, I just think that he's mentioned a lot.
Batman is overdone. I love Batman. I am the typical comic nerd, and I hate it. But I am a DC fanboy more than Marvel, mainly because I flip flop. I really do. My heroes will flip flop. The company I'm reading, but Marvel burnt me out pretty hard with X-Men a couple years ago.
They've been in the 90s when I was really collecting hard. It's they put out so many issues, and then that's the point when I stopped collecting at that time. That, and then they killed Aunt May for Spider-Man, and I was I'm done. Yeah, well, that's kind of what they did. Wolverine lost his adamantium, so it's kind of
That's what they did when I stopped kind of really collecting Marvel, as there was so many X-Men books, and they all tied into each other. They did the 90s thing, and I was okay, I can't collect all of these.
I don't mind some of the storylines, because I like Mutant Massacre. That was tied in, but there wasn't 20 billion comics. You had the main one, X-Men, and then you had X Factor had a little bit. Then you had, what else was it? They had Thor had one issue. It wasn't terrible to collect. Yeah, the last one I collected was X of Swords. It was the Apocalypse crossover, which if Apocalypse is what it probably still is my favorite Marvel villain. Not barely a villain anymore. More of an anti-hero like Magneto, who is my favorite anti-hero. Yeah. And just I love Apocalypse, and it was cool. It delved into his story, how he was basically from another planet, and had because they always did the Egyptian thing. Yeah, he started out a different planet because they made him a millennia year old. His wife from that planet. The whole planet was shame for him because it was his greatest failure. At the end of it, he went back to that, but it was probably a 30-issue crossover. Wow. Where every issue was part of the story, and it was line-wide, but I'm I don't want to collect 30 issues to read this story. Right. I just want... Give me 6 issues of a main series. Make the tie-ins optional. Yeah. They should do that, because they... Absolute Carnage, one of the last ones I got out of that was the Captain Marvel one. Yeah. And it's just and they just kind of threw that one on the spot. Yeah, nobody knew it was coming out. Half the Marvel tie-ins have nothing to do with the event. It just... 9 times out of 10 with a Marvel tie-in, unless the character's involved in the event,
you'll hear it going on in the background, like a TV report will say it, or that's it. That's how they'll call it a tie-in. I'm like, no.
No, make it something to it.
Yeah, and then, but they'll still interrupt the issue completely, because they'll tell a side story and then continue on with the series after the event's over.
Right.
Because they just want to pause their stories. I'm like, well, DC does it to where, like, currently, because they have action, which we'll get to, we have Action and Superman going on right now. And they're telling two different Superman stories. One's of him in the Phantom Zone, the other's of him fighting Doomsday. But they're not going on at the same time. They might be weeks apart, they might be months apart, they might be years apart. But it's, like, insinuated that they're happening close together, but not at the same time. But Marvel has that, like, living timeline to where, like, they'll just pause an event and make it make no sense, but since that bigger event's going on at the moment, it's like your main stories, even if they're fighting their biggest villain, like, well, we're not going to fight this one issue. We're going to take a break and hang out because that's happening. But we're not going to do anything about that. That's just happening. I'm pointing dramatically at the sky.
Well, and I'm going to tie in something else to this. One of the things about Bleach.
Uh-oh.
Anybody who's watched Bleach, the anime, knows that it's like they did that with the biggest storyline in there, and then they made little side stories, and then eventually it came back around. It's like they just kept on throwing in little arcs in between.
I'm make a name for myself, yeah.
Oh, hello, Gambit. Guess who didn't mute his phone today?
But yeah, that was the only complaint I had of Bleach. The storyline is great in Bleach, though.
Let's turn on Do Not Disturb. We gotta get at least one Gambit cameo every podcast.
Should be a Gambit apparent, in every podcast.
Right, which we'll get to that at the end when I'm done talking about DC. Unless Gary's in a hurry, then we'll have to end after I'm done talking about DC.
Oh, no, we're good.
Okay. Because we're at 56 minutes. Look at that. We look at 56 minutes.
We didn't even need Dakota.
Didn't even need Dakota because we could talk about comics for days. But, so the all-in titles, at least I have in the store. And first one I'm going to recommend that I don't have in the store that I'm going to get more of is the Teen Titans one.
Go Teen Titans!
Yep. Just because as we were talking, Wonder Woman is currently my top favorite hero, has been for a long time. Got out of her for a little bit because weird things happen, ADHD brain, a little bit of autism going on, and certain things, my brain will associate, like, bad memories to things, and I gotta reforge new memories. It's so weird. I understand. Trust me.
Well, I'll throw an old woman thing at you. She actually lost her powers for a while. I did not read the series at that time. Mm-hmm. I did not know that. And there was a big gap where she didn't have her powers and she learned martial arts.
I have the trade right here somewhere. I've actually, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that was...
I think it was after Infinite Crisis.
No, I think it was before that. But don't hold me to that either.
There's a couple times where she does it. There's one where she becomes a secret agent.
Yeah, and I was reading that, because I haven't actually read that one, but... Mm-hmm. Wonder Woman without her powers is just kind of weird.
Yeah, well, it's just... So that's one of the jokes I always get into is, like, what we talked about earlier when they lost their powers and Batman and Nightwing were like, oh no. Because that used to be a big thing in the comics, is when Superman lost his powers, he was useless. Like, Wonder Woman was fine because she's been a great warrior, trained on an island of warriors. Batman was fine. But it was just but I think they taught Clark how to fight finally. Like, I think Bruce and Diana got together and taught him how to fight.
He really needed to learn how to fight. Just because you can punch through a mountain doesn't mean everything.
Yeah, because as soon as he lost his powers, when he lost his powers, he was just Jimmy Olsen.
I mean, because really, seriously, if you look at Marvel, most of them can handle their own. Like Thor, if he lost his powers, he's still a freaking Viking warrior.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah, he's still, he'll still go to the fight. Wolverine will still go to the fight.
Yeah. Captain America... Wait, Captain America's...
He has kind of power. He has powers.
He has power, but he doesn't have a lot of strength,
Which, speaking of the magic cards that are coming, I don't know if we talked about it before the podcast, but there is a magic secret layer coming out. They made the Captain America red, white, and blue. That actually tickled me on that one. But back to the Titans issue that I'm going to restock and talk to you guys about.
More Marvel stuff later.
Yeah, more Marvel stuff later. Dick had a lot going on in his run in Titans that made him step down as leader of the Titans. So currently, finally, Donna Troy's getting a little bit of love. She's the leader of the Titans. So that's got me interested for a little bit. Wally's left. Since he's the big speedster now, he's on the Justice League. and Speedy, Red Arrow's Arsenal, God, that kid's had so many names, is now on the Titans again.
Not as many as Captain Marvel and Marvel.
Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, Warbird, Binary.
Well, I'm talking about the other Captain Marvel. Pulsar.
Oh, yeah.
They keep on going with her names.
Yep.
I feel bad for
Spectrum,
her
Quasar.
because she's like one of the cooler characters in the Avengers, or when she was running in Avengers, and they just like kept on switching her names out.
Yep. And they had a whole run when Carol took over Captain Marvel. It was just like, you didn't even talk to me about taking my current name, so I had to switch to something else. That was funny. But next issue I have, because look at me, I have a pile now that I can actually refer to instead of just ADHDing, is Batman 153. That's the jumping on point for that one. Not a whole lot going on in there. It's definitely, like, if you've ever read a first issue to a Batman run, a lot of dialogue, a lot of, like, I'm watching over Gotham.
So he's basically up next to Gargoyle.
Essentially, but it's leading into Riddler being the villain.
Riddler.
I always like the Riddler because they even, like, comic Riddler knows how useless he is, like, and that makes me laugh.
Like the one time he took the venom that actually made Bane.
Well, it's like even there was one when it was a few years ago. Lex, it was right before Dark Knight's death metal, and Lex was the big threat, and he was taking all the villains and making like a super Legion of Doom and souping up their powers to kill the Justice League. And he's just sitting there waiting for his phone call from Lex. And then he goes and teams up with like an Egyptian-themed villain. He's like, what are we doing? Why aren't we like we're robbing the museum? Like, it's very a Batman 66 issue. But then Riddler's like, I'm kind of useless. And even Lex tells him, he's like, dude, you're kind of useless. All you do is tell riddles, and Batman figures them out pretty quick. And it's just like, so Riddler actually became a decent villain after that. And like they kind of like souped him up a little bit. Souped him up a little too much, because have you ever seen the Hush animated movie?
Yeah.
Hush is my favorite Batman villain. Is the main reason I'm so salty with this. But they revealed at the end of the Hush animated movie that Hush was the Riddler, when Thomas Elliot and Hush are actual characters in the comics. Because Ben actually had a conversation with me about this. Like, well, Riddler needs a little love too. I'm like, Ben, Thomas Elliot's an actual character, bud, who gets less love than the Riddler. Oh no. Yeah. Which, speaking of, after this 4-issue intro with 4 or 5 issue intro with Riddler, Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb are coming back to Batman.
Really?
They're doing Hush 2.
That'd be interesting. Jim Lee, if you don't know who he is a big person in the comic industry.
Probably the greatest, at least my personally greatest artist of all time in comics. Any iconic X-Men run, he did it.
Or the Wildcats.
The Wildcats, Hush. Currently, he's the CEO or CFO of DC. Really? He's the reason, he's helping get all the stories going.
Well, that's actually probably a good thing, because, some of the DC storylines have been good. It's just like Marvel. Some of them are really good. Some of them are kind of...
I think DC's been a little bit more on point since Jim's took over. Like, since Dark Crisis happened, all the events, because Gary can attest to this, being a comic collector for longer than I have. If you read several events in like a 2-year period from the same company, they don't feel like they're part of the same universe half the time.
No.
But every event since Dark Crisis has led into the next event and built up into absolute power to this all-in thing. Which, ADHD back, Superman 19 is the start of his all-in book. And Lois has powers.
You know, when I seen that cover, the first thing I thought, I was like, hey, they made the Supergirl out of a Flash movie.
Yeah, it looks like her. It's a cool read, though, because, there's one point in the issue, because Doomsday's back. Hey, look at that, we spun back around.
Doomsday's back.
Yeah.
Back again.
That payoff from the House of Brainiac with Doomsday escaping from hell. He's back in this issue, which Lois is fighting Doomsday because she had like a flashback to Clark dying. You know, because God probably... Hey, look, it's on my wall. Second or most printed comic of all time is The Death of Superman.
Yes.
And because I know it's up there with X-Men #1. I can't remember which one's the top one. But it flashed back to that, and then she started just fighting Doomsday, and then Clark got taken out of the fight. There's I can't remember his name, but there's like a time traveler that harasses Clark every once in a while. It's essentially...
You mean somebody besides Missoflix?
Yeah, this one, well, that's multiverse. This one's just got the guy that exists with Clark at the end of time. Like, the story goes like it's him and this villain that exist at the end of time. Like, they're the only two people still alive. And they reveal that is Doomsday.
Really?
But he's gotten smaller. This version of Doomsday... There's two Doomsdays. Don't worry, you're getting big Doomsday fight in the book. But there's a thinner, smart Doomsday that's kind of... I guess, because Doomsday evolves every time he dies. He doesn't just die. And I guess at the end, he is no longer needs use of his strength, because if he doesn't die, what's the point of having strength?
Right.
But that was the big reveal in that one. They haven't quite revealed how Lois got her powers. I think that's going to be in issue 20. And, which, again, I recommend this one. This one was good. I've been loving Superman since the shop opened. That was kind of... one thing I told myself I was going to dip my feet into whenever I opened the shop is like, I've never read Superman. I've read a little bit of Superman. Like, I've read The Death of, I've read The Funeral for a Friend, and little books here and there. When Bendis took over, I was super excited, and then he did Superman Dirty. That's the one where they aged up the son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they took like one of the greatest Superman stories they had going for a long time of Superman just being a dad, and they took that away from him.
Oh, that's...
Yep, so they made his son an adult, and made Superman miss him growing up.
Not cool.
Yeah, so they kind of like quietly took Bendis off. But Bendis is a very big Marvel writer. If you've ever read any of the Marvel events in the early 2000s, like Civil War and all of those, Dark Reign, Bendis had his hands in all those. He made Jessica Jones and Miles Morales. He did all of Ultimate Spider-Man. Like, good writer. Like, as much as I complain about Bendis, he's a good writer. He's better with street level heroes.
Yeah.
And ones that tell better stories off tragedy. Like, Superman tells better stories off hope, and people keep forgetting Superman tell better stories off of hope.
Yes, he does.
Speaking of tragedy, Wonder Woman 14. They kill Steve Trevor.
Oh, well, I mean, depending on what storyline, he's been dead several times.
Yeah, but this was a good telling of it. So starts off the issue of Wonder Woman just dropping her weapons and her armor and just walking to the ocean. Just walking into the ocean. A little lead into this that I didn't get into is, so the big two have their sons, Damien and John. They finally last year introduced Trinity, Wonder Woman's daughter, but they never gave us her backstory. They just kind of showed her and just kind of kept like, she's a future version of the Justice League with Damien and John, where Damien's Batman, John's Superman, and she's Wonder Woman, when the big three have either retired or off planet, or they're the ones that are handling things. And they've been going through, it's been a cute little tie-in where like some of the issues are them babysitting a young Trinity and teaching her cuss words. Took her to fight Killer Croc once on accident. It was there's one where she's Wonder Robin. Like they're fun reads. And of course UPS is going to pop up while we're doing this.
Yay!
But they're fun reads. They're silly reads. And I'm actually going to lock the door, that way he can't come in, and we hear UPS loudly on our podcast. I love him. Phil's a good guy. And he will talk to me for a half hour, not realizing we have a thing going on.
Hey.
But yeah, and they go through that. But this one finally gets into her origin. She goes to, if any of you are familiar with the Disney Hercules movie, the Strings of Fate, the Fates cut. Wonder Woman goes and steals Steve Trevor's, a little piece of it, and a piece of hers. And she puts a little bit of her godlike energy into both of them and makes the daughter out of clay. Which, if you guys
know the storyline of Wonder Woman, you know.
She used to be made out of clay. That was the legend before she found out she was Zeus's daughter. And so they paid homage to that Wonder Woman story, which... very good read, very emotional. I've got the trade for the first half of this. Did you cry? I did. I teared up. But I got the trade for the first half of this, and I thought it was cool because a lot of people who are into comics don't like Tom King because he changes stories, but he does it in very big ways. Like, he's the one who wrote Heroes in Crisis, where they showed that heroes actually have trauma and they're dealing with things and people got upset about. I don't understand the hate for him. He wrote my favorite Batman run ever. His current favorite Wonder Woman run. But dude's an ex-soldier, ex-CIA.
And that's probably
he's also the writer that killed Alfred off.
Oh, that's where he came from.
He killed off Alfred. He killed off Wally. He killed some characters off, but they'll be back. We know that.
They always do come back.
Yeah, I don't ever hold a character's big decisions or their deaths against the writer. That's usually the editorial's job, or somebody higher up told them like, "Hey, this character needs to go. You figure out how to get there." But no, Wonder Woman is good. I think I have 2 left. Yeah.
You do have 2 left.
Do you see? We have Detective Comics 1090.
Does that have to deal with Batman?
It has to deal with another Batman book. This is my favorite of the 2 Batman books.
Okay.
So, this is Tom Taylor, who is big writer he wrote all of Injustice, all of Deceased. He did X-Men Red, All New Wolverine. One of my favorite writers of all time. Every time I see him on a book, I'll sit down and just read it no matter what.
Kind of like me and Colin Bunn.
Yep, yeah. Like, if you got that man at a con, I would. He's Australian, though, so good luck.
Yeah, we still manage it with a little bit. But I am going to try to see if I can't get Colin Bunn again this
I
year.
love Colin Bunn. But, yeah. This starts off, I can already see the reveal coming, being the nerd that I am. They introduced in the beginning, they're telling a story about Thomas Wayne saving a baby from a very abusive father, but he saved the father too, who was on the deathbed. But literally the mother's like, "Hey, don't save him, he hits me, he's gonna hit the kid, he's gonna kill people." And Thomas Wayne's telling the whole story. This is like, we save people no matter what. I don't get to pick and choose. That's not the oath I took. It's basically like kind of explaining where Batman gets his no-kill thing from. Like, I don't decide people's futures, and it goes into the whole issue. And then like Batman's got this one, like the baby was a girl. It shows an older girl like showing Bruce Wayne how to get younger and everything else, and like, she's going to be the villain. That's the same baby. They reveal at the end that the guy that Thomas Wayne saved was Joe Chill.
Oh.
For, again, those of you that don't know, Joe Chill is the man who killed Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne. So, then I'm assuming this girl is the daughter of Joe Chill. So I think Batman's going to have a villain for a little bit that's the daughter of the person who killed his parents.
That's one way to bring it up.
So that's going to be a cool read. That's going to be fun. And...
Not for Batman.
Not for Batman. It's always traumatized Batman a little bit. But Batman's going to do his thing where he tries to save her. Because he, like, they don't want them. Listen, speaking of, we're Harley Quinn, number 44. She's been a good guy for a little bit because Batman let her redeem herself.
What?
Yeah.
You mean Harley Quinn was so popular they made her to a good guy?
Well,
I'd never seen that one coming.
It was at least a good storytelling mechanic, Gary. But they let her redeem herself. She's more of an anti-hero now. She was a goody-goody for a while, but now she's just like, she kind of rides that edge where she does like some villain things, but then some hero things. But Harley Quinn comics have never been serious. You're fine to spin that. I don't give a crap. She does some hero, some villain things, but right now, because if you've never read a Harley comic, they are just goofy. There's no like big stakes to them.
I think that's what the big appeal with her is because it's goofy and everybody takes, or not everybody, but a lot of people take comics seriously.
Yeah.
They're not about being serious.
And these are just goofball stories because like right now, like her biggest villain is a bad neighborhood she lived in when she was in college has been gentrified, taken over by very rich people and pretty much kicked everybody who wasn't rich out of the neighborhood and made it too expensive for them to live there. So Harley's moving back into the neighborhood to make the neighborhood bad again. That's it. That's the whole plot. And yeah, like it's a nice break from the big seriousness of the comics, which Poison Ivy's got one going on too right now, which is a typical Ivy story of her just being an eco-terrorist and getting framed for being an eco-terrorist. And I was like, well, I mean, she's blown up a lot of things. You don't really have to frame her.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of a pointless thing.
Yeah. And that's your jumping on points for DC. All but the Absolute Batman. I have them all in stock in the store at the Mandalorians. Gary's running away from home.
Nope. I'm seeing if you got something on there. Oh, you do not have it.
What are you looking for?
The Godzilla just came out.
Oh no, that one came out for. I just got yours and Cody's on that one.
Oh, okay.
I don't order a lot of extra Godzilla unless people specifically order it. Because the people that love Godzilla, but a lot of people won't collect Godzilla. So, but it was like a big issue, just like I think like a historical issue, like collecting old stories.
Yeah. It was called The Masterpiece. I have not read it yet. I'm looking forward to it. Next podcast, I will tell you about it because it is an interesting read, and there's actually 3 of them because when I was putting them in the thing, they've actually got 2 more coming.
Okay, cool. Half the time they do a terrible... Like, DC and Marvel give me previews and let me know what's coming out. Indie companies don't give me a lot of previews.
That's good to know.
So I kind of have to, like... So, a fun thing into being a comic store owner is you kind of have to guess what your customers want sometimes and take a shot in the dark.
Sometimes that fails.
Sometimes that fails. Like, unless they specifically want it, I never order anything without knowing that it's possibly going to go on my shelf. And I never take offense to that. I never get upset about that. I never guilt trip about that. Like, if you didn't specifically order the item, because half the time I'm doing my orders at 2 o'clock in the morning when I have my first free time of the day. Because my entire day is spent, catching up on comics. It sounds like I'm screwing around, but I need to tell you what's going on.
You really do need to know what's going on. When we worked at, one thing that you could use philosophy, and Rob will tell you this too, our old boss, Kathy, who owned the video/laundry store, / a whole bunch of other things, because they had like 6 or 7 businesses in there at one time.
I love that place.
Probably why I worked so many freaking jobs, because I was used to...
Remember they had like a little arcade in there at one point?
Yeah, they really did a lot of stuff in there.
Tell you how old I am. I used to rent... how old me and Gary both are, and it'll get in both of our ages. I used to go in as a kid and rent N64 games off of Gary.
Yeah, those were back in the good old days.
Yeah, that'll date both of us right now.
But yeah, where was I going with that?
About watching the movies. And
watching the movies is like, you get the customers that'll come in. Is like, say you don't want to watch me. I've not been a big romance person or drama person, but have those customers that actually like that stuff come in and give you a review on it, and then you give the review. This is what this person said. Because, I mean, I like action, I like comedy. Those are my big things. And then I like some horror, some thrillers, and if it's got a good storyline, I'll like it. Like The Notebook, good movie.
I hate that ending. I will never watch that movie because that ending made me cry. I watched it with an ex-girlfriend. She told me how great it was. I was so mad at the ending.
But it was a good movie, though, wasn't it?
It's a good movie, but I was mad. Spoilers, the old people die in bed together.
And that's what made the movie good, even though it was kind of a bad... It was a bit sad and happy ending at the same time.
He deserved a better woman. He was nothing but faithful, and she kind of cheated around him.
Well, I mean, he did start out as young Hercules, so he had to go somewhere. Everybody forgets that about Ryan Gosling, but he was in a... I'll say superhero movie, because I don't know if you want to call Hercules a superhero. More fantasy. There we go.
Well, it depends, because technically there is a Marvel and DC character that is the Greek Hercules.
Right. And he actually... It was called Young Hercules, if you haven't watched it yet. It was a good show for the family, considering, Zeus's history.
Right. Oh, that's the biggest tragedy in any storyline that's ever done, is Disney making Zeus a loving father.
Well, they had to for the Disney part. And I'm sure I mentioned this on the show before. Most of the Disney movies that they picked up came from the Grimm stories.
I think we did that. I think we talked about it last week.
And they're dark. Those Disney movies, I mean, starting out, they kind of have bad, like Bambi getting mom shot and all that. But, I mean, really, at the end, they did not have good story endings for Little Mermaid or Beauty and the Beast. It's like they actually had really bad endings, but they changed them over to make them, kid-friendly. Because, I mean, their storylines are really good. It just, they just changed them to make it more family appropriate.
So... Now we can talk about Gary's favorite one, Marvel.
Marvel, yes. Marvel is coming out with Secret Lairs. And I think it's going to be a really good set because of the fact that, those people that like Marvel and love magic can put them together now.
Yeah, I'm still, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to probably build me an Iron Man deck. But, comics-wise, not a whole lot of, We had Blood Hunt this year, which was cool. It was a big vampire-centric event.
Yeah, that was fairly good. I've read all the Blood Hunt comics, but I haven't read all the tie-in issues.
Yeah, Blood Hunt was solid. Had a blast with that.
I love the fact that they give the little teeth with the cards.
Yeah, they gave us vampire teeth for promos, and that was cool. It was very 90s of them, and I was happy with that. But they made Blade the big villain of that.
Which was... I don't know if we can give spoilers on that one.
I've spoiled all kinds of brand new comics.
Okay, well, I mean, it's been out for a little bit now.
Yep, I'm going to title this one Spoilers.
Blade was actually possessed by somebody.
Yep, some kind of blood lord.
Yeah, and
or vampire lord, I think.
Yeah, so he's actually possessed. So he wasn't actually a bad guy, but he was bad. And a lot of people, Marvel people, became vampires, which there's been a similar storyline. But I think this one was more out, because it wasn't in all the Generation X. Or
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
They all were vampires at one time because they lost their powers and then became vampires.
Yep, and the only one I think
Jubilee was a vampire.
Jubilee's still a vampire. They don't mention it that often, but she is still a vampire. Unless she was last time this. But currently, something that actually sucks, because that's my biggest problem with Marvel events, is at the end, the status quo goes back to normal. Nothing ever changes.
Not this time.
Miles Morales is a vampire.
Doctor Doom is the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yep, it made Doctor Doom the Sorcerer Supreme.
So this is not normal, which, yeah. I mean,
which January is leading into, well, currently we have the new Spider-Man that's going to start up on issue 61, which hasn't started yet. I still have time to get issues of that. But Spider-Man, like, everything is going to take place around Doctor Doom for the next year. You know,
which is
for obvious
making
reasons.
you wonder for...
Fantastic Four comes out next year.
Avengers Doomsday?
And Avengers Doomsday. Well, I mean, we already got announced Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doom in that.
Yeah, but we got to wonder how that storyline comes in together. Because an older storyline with actually Doctor Doom became Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which I'm sure we mentioned that before,
yep,
too.
Where he donned... Tony was dead, and he donned the armor. So he wasn't Tony Stark, he was just Iron Man.
But this time he's going to have the face of Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which I think is what they're doing, is a body swap.
Which, if anybody knows Doctor Doom,
Yeah.
he can do that.
Oh,
he learned that
now.
from Aliens.
But no, 2025, Marvel said it's going to be the year of Doom.
Yeah,
Which if anybody plays Fortnite, which I do because I'm a nerd.
No way.
We just got the Doom event over with. It ends today. So they made Doctor Doom the big villain of the...
Do they have everybody in Fortnite?
Oh, they have everybody.
Because I know one thing I seen was they had Optimus Prime at one time.
Yep. You can go Walmart right now and get Megatron, Bumblebee, and the Battle Bus as Transformers.
That's funny.
The first one they're starting off with is Spider-Man, who's getting a suit from Doctor Doom that will resurrect him 8 times. Don't know why 8 they chose, but 8, maybe arms of Spider 8. I get it now.
Look at him talking to himself and figuring it out.
Look at me. But he's going to fight Sidorak. You know who that is, right, Gary?
Heard the name.
I know you know the name. You're going to be mad when I tell you who it is. What's the Juggernaut's gem called?
Oh,
the Gem of Sidorak.
Yeah,
That's the demon that gives Juggernaut his powers.
He's going to fight. That kind of seems like a little...
But Doom wants him to go fight the demon Sidorak. And so that's what we're starting off with. They've announced that Doom Academy's coming out, which they did Strange Academy, which is a magic school that Strange was obviously in control of.
So it's Doom Academy. How to become a master villain?
I'm assuming. Or it's just going to be Doom taking over.
For those who don't know, as far as Marvel goes, Doom is my favorite villain.
Yeah, Doom is the most capable villain. He is the Lex Luthor of the Marvel Universe.
Yes. He does have powers, though. That's but all his powers were learned.
Yeah, same thing with like Lex. Lex doesn't like to get powers every once in a while, but if Lex wanted to.
Yeah, because
Lex has a mechanical suit.
Mechanical suit.
Can learn magic if he wants to, but he chooses not to.
But Doom has learned magic.
Doom has learned magic.
And he's learned how to do body swaps through aliens.
Yeah, Doom is a threatening villain.
Yes.
And I like as much as I like Thanos and respect what they do with Thanos, I'm excited to see Doom in the movies. I
think it has been a long overdue.
Yep.
For them, and not to knock the old Fantastic Four movies, I really liked them with Jessica Alba and everybody.
Yeah.
In it. I thought they did casting really well. I think the second movie came a little bit too early.
I also think they just nerfed Doom really hard.
Yeah, they did.
Like, he wasn't as evil as he should be. He wasn't... Turn my phone back on there, make sure it's still recording this.
Yeah, I think they could have, in the one movie in between that was Fantastic Four movie, we know that there's been 3 versions of Fantastic Four movies.
Yep.
First one never really got out there. You can watch it on YouTube
Uh,
and see how cheesy it is.
Yep. All tried to just keep their rights for the Fantastic Four now that Disney owns again, which is hilarious.
And then we had the one with Jessica Alba and Mike Chiklis, which still think best thing ever.
Yep. And Captain America.
And Captain America, Chris Evans.
Hey, he reprised that role in Deadpool.
Right.
We
And-
spoiled that like 8 episodes ago.
Yeah. And then we have the new version, which I don't know much about it, so I've seen little bits and pieces is enough to make me excited about it. I'll give it that.
Well, there's also that one in between too. The Fan Four Stick that had Michael B. Jordan as Human Torch. That movie is a prime example of a studio dipping their hands too much into what's going on.
Yeah, that movie, I had hopes for it. I don't think they followed the family dynamic at all.
No, I don't think, and I
They
don't think
didn't.
Doom was supposed to be the big villain of that movie. I think it was supposed to be a nihilist.
Yeah, I don't know. That whole planetary thing. I know where they got the kind of planetary thing was pretty much from Battle World because, he did get the powers from Beyonder.
Yeah,
In
but that should be a
Galactus.
later story told.
Yeah, that's one, like the second one. I don't think they should have brought out Galactus just yet. And they should have showed Galactus.
It should not have been like I love that we've gotten away from comic movies being embarrassed of being a comic book movie because
Yeah.
like my favorite quote is Cyclops and Wolverine in the first one. What'd you expect? Yellow spandex? And we're like, yes.
Yeah.
When they're all wearing the black edgy costumes.
And they brought it to us in Deadpool and Wolverine. That was the most
20 years.
waited for thing on the movie scene for Marvel ever.
Coming to Disney Plus on the 17th. Currently on Blu-ray.
And what was it? It was a $1 billion movie because they showed a yellow suit.
They put Wolverine, and like I got so hyped when Wolverine put his mask on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here we are. Cause
Here's how hyped I got for it. I got a mask for it.
Yep.
From the Mandalorians.
And the Mandalorians. It's I seen Gary painted it. It's very pretty.
Yeah, it looks really good. I just got to work on the rest
But
of it.
yeah, Spider-Man's going. Current X-Men book has got me. I've read issue 1, and I like the writer. Gail Simone's a very good writer. But it's the Uncanny X-Men run that's going on right now. It feels like It feels like Chris Claremont. It feels like my childhood.
Yeah, Chris Claremont was definitely one of the best writers.
He was I would say the X-Men writer.
See, to me, my two favorite writers in X-Men, except for Stan Lee, because Stan Lee trumps everything, because he's the one that created it
He's the
all.
one that created it.
Jim Lee and Chris Claremont.
Yeah, well,
Both of their runs, I love.
Jim Lee was the artist on Claremont's run, so they're together.
Right.
Same run.
Exactly. Those are my two favorite.
Yeah, I love Jim Lee, and that's an autograph I want to get, and I want to meet him in person. Is just get a.
Oh
Jim,
yeah, definitely.
But even it's hard to get his nowadays because you have to set up like private meetings with him to get him at cons.
I'm
We
not
gotta
big
get big enough,
yet.
Gary. We gotta get big enough. I want Jim Lee.
Well, I know one thing. If we get big enough, I promise, or didn't promise her, but Jessica wants to, quit her job to run
Yep.
it. But we'll see how this year goes. This year was amazing. Everybody who supported ExtremeCon loved it. Thank you for being a sponsor, by the way. Thank you. Oh wait, Dakota's not here. I can't thank him for being a
Get
sponsor.
wrecked, BK Games. I'm the better sponsor.
But we really had some good sponsors. A lot of giveaway stuff this year. Next year, we're going to even do even better for that. Waiting on one guest to get back, and that'll determine who. Sad, but one person is going to determine the fate of ExtremeCon for next year.
Yeah,
And we got to wait back to see if she gets a hold of me.
that's how it goes with celebrities, though.
Yeah, and if so, I think, no matter what, it's going to be bigger than ever. I mean, we've already got twice the amount of vendors. We've got a bigger space. I mean, the only thing that's probably a letdown is on the second floor. But if you've been to any big cons, that's typical. And because we're growing, we're going to be a bigger con. And the good thing about this one, and I can't say this enough, is we got the potential to grow in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So we may be even either triple the size or quadruple the size, depending on how this year goes. So definitely support ExtremeCon.
That sounds like a good ADHD outro,
Huh? Yeah, it is.
right?
And one more thing on that is we will have specials all year long because our ticket prices are going up a little bit. But if you catch us at private events, like if you know ExtremeCon's going to be there,
Like Free Comic Book Day at the Mandalorians.
yes, we will have discounted tickets at that time. Definitely take us up on it because I'm going to make sure they're really good discounted tickets because I want to fill that place up. I want to make it so packed in there that we have to increase the size of it. And if we increase the size, that means we bring more celebrities, we bring more cosplayers, we have better competitions, more contests. Because I know Dakota's talking about we're doing a big tournament there.
I think this year I will probably, if it's okay with you, I know we were talked about it last year, but we never kind of got around to it because we both got so busy. But
Oh, yeah.
doing a live D&D again.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess I can throw this out there. Spoiler for ExtremeCon next year. We're going to have the celebrity room where there's the main floor. We're going to have another floor besides that is going to be running some of the cosplay contests. We're going to have a full panel room by itself.
Ooh.
And we're going to have a gaming room, which you said you want a spot next to Dakota, so
Yep.
you'll probably be going
I'll
to the
be in
gaming
there.
room. So if anybody who wants to be I don't know how many of our vendors listen to this, but if you want to go into the gaming floor and do a game, you're going to have to get a spot in the gaming room. But the gaming room is going to be, it's 40 by 44. We're just having wall vendors there only. Everything in the middle is tables for games.
Nice, yeah, because I want
So
to...
we want to run games like crazy up there. We want people to have so much fun that they're not going to quit talking about it till the next year.
Because 2 years ago at ExtremeCon, I did Dungeons & Dragons demo for like a whole new group that never played together before. It was kind of cool.
Which is really good, and we will have signups there. This year, I'm already been so busy making contracts and everything. I mean, literally started running. As soon as January 1st, actually January 1st, I'm going to have a little announcement. And of course, we're going to go to a full business on January 1st. January 2nd, applications are open for all the vendors. So make sure you get in there. But I'm also going to I think I'm going to add one more thing in there. Say if you want to be in the game room, if you want to be in that. Because there's going to be activities in each room. It just depends on which room. The only one that's not going to have any vendors, but we're going to have vendors next to it because it'll be on the outside, is the panel room.
Be cool.
Which we're going to have panels. They're either panels, tutorials, or something all day long in that room. That room's going to be busy. I'm excited to do that because, you're not just paying to come in to buy stuff at ExtremeCon.
No.
You're there to see.
Paying for an experience.
You're doing an experience because we're not just there to, take people's money and take people's more money. We want you to go to a show and enjoy it. And if we grow this year like we have, we're going to have another room that's just going to be doing panels and fun stuff for everybody, workshops,
Yep.
tutorials. We're actually going to have, this one's going to be a big spoiler, Moon Magic Dance is coming back next year. Steamlight Cosplay is going to come back there and do another dance number. So
Nice.
we're already going to have performances there that you get just by walking through the door.
That's cool.
And so, like I said, we're building this thing up really
Plus
big. And of course, we'll still have our goodie bags.
Yep, the tons of cosplay walking around, which
Oh,
God,
yeah.
Gary's goodie bags are going to be full of so many free comics next year.
Oh, yeah. We are going to have those packed full of stuff, which if you've ever come to my event, you already know you're getting a free comic, you're getting free cards. Sometimes we throw in other stuff that other businesses have given us. And, of course, we give stuff for the tourist stuff. If you're there for the weekend, you want to do something else, we throw in stuff for you. And I'm talking to several businesses up there about throwing in, like, discounted stuff. Like, I don't know if we got it yet, but the Splatter Room up in Rolla, which I got to go back and talk to them.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to give us discounted tickets, possibly. So if you want to go splatter something after you had a bad day, it's like go up there and do it
That's cool.
and get a discount for it. And maybe, I don't know how many of my people listen to this, but my volunteers, we might be throwing something for them.
Nadine, I saw you said you wanted to volunteer.
Miss Nadine was up at the trunk or treat at Uranus yesterday.
Nice.
I
Did she
told
talk
her,
to you?
Yes.
Cool.
She's like, Matt, put me in the group. I said, I'm going to have the applications out. And anybody who wants to volunteer, vendors, everything, I'm going to have applications out in November. November 15th for the vendors for sure. The other ones I'm still working on.
Yep, Nadine's good people. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and we got so many things for people to do for volunteers. So you don't even have to pay for your ticket. Just come help us out. Help outs come to one other event besides the event itself. Then 3 hours at the event, you get a free t-shirt, free pass to come in. I mean, for just having fun anyways,
Yeah.
can't beat that.
One thing I'm gonna promo because I don't use I jokingly promo myself, but even a year into business, I always feel weird promoting myself. I know I gotta get used to that because Gary's used car salesman over here with me, but like that's not an insult.
No.
But holiday times are hard. Help your small business friends out this time of year because everything gets expensive. Electric bills go up. If you can find something at a small business versus Walmart, go for it. Like right now, I've got almost 400 graphic novels and single comics on my eBay. If you can't make it in, if you're like my business hours don't match, or you want to come in, you can either message me on a day I'm closed. Half the time I'll open
You
up.
know what? I think we're going to do something.
Uh-oh.
You're going to hear this at this show first because I'm just throwing this idea right there now because I'm crazy like that for some reason. That's how I got a freaking Comic-Con happening.
Right.
maybe in December we need to do a special Extreme Con Mandalorian thing.
Ooh.
Special discounts.
I'd be cool with that. Like, and I will throw discounts. Like I said, my eBay's listed up if you can't make it or you don't live in the area. There's every graphic novel in the stores on my eBay. Because I wanted to get them all on there way people, because they like, a lot of people have asked me for like a digital store space so they can scroll. So I'm like, oh, eBay's the best way to do that. If you buy multiple, I'll combine shipping. We'll probably do a sale here in December that me and Gary will talk about later.
I'm going to throw this out there right now. I'm going to make some special passes. Those passes you'll present for a ticket later. But I think we're going to throw half-price tickets whenever we do this. Not only for the day of the event, but I mean for the whole weekend too. So we might have 50% off weekend passes and 50% off daily passes here in December when we have the date. I think
Right.
we'll be finding that date out soon. And then also I'm going to be up here in cosplay.
Nice.
So regardless,
We're up here as Santa Claus.
I could be.
It's December.
I mean, I was just going to throw something else out there, but
Oh, yeah, that works too. But yeah, if you make it an hour 35 minutes into this podcast,
hour 35 minutes, you learned about the secret.
the secret thing that we'll probably announce next week on
Yes.
our social media.
Yes, because we will have something special, and I got to get that word out about Dakota. Dakota didn't show up at
Yep,
the
he's
worst
got-
time ever
he's
because
got
they
his
had
Black
questions.
Friday event, and
Yeah,
I'll be there too.
Yeah, we're going to be having a Black Friday event on the 27th.
The day after Thanksgiving,
Yeah, well, I mean, yes,
the last Friday in November.
Let me get you some dates here.
I'm bad with dates. I'm the wrong person to ask.
We got
God, Dakota would be getting itchy right now if he's on the podcast with us. I'm over a smoke break.
so November 29th. We will be on the Black Friday up at BK Games. That is on Missouri Avenue, across from the old spot.
Yep, right over there by TK's and Dollar General, in between them.
And that the 29th is the Black Friday. We will have Santa there. If you guys listened earlier, you know who he is. And then 30th is a Small Business Saturday.
Yep, which I'll be here back at my store that day.
He'll be there, but I'll be up at BK Games. And we will see about getting some tickets then, too. But I'm not guaranteeing the tickets then. But definitely come up there because there's going to be sales, and we're going to have other vendors up at BK Games. And don't forget to stop by Mandalorian's on
I
Saturday.
will have a sale that day. I'm probably going to do... Probably buy one, get one half off of, like, matching merchandise. Like if you buy Funko Pops, your Funkos will be buy one, get one half off. If you buy comics, buy one, get one half off.
Conveniently, he's doing this sale when I'm not here.
Right. You can come by. You can come see me, too.
I don't know. It depends on how tired I am from 2 days of
I understand
interacting with
I
people.
know.
Because I'm not guaranteeing anything, but there'll probably be other members of the cosplay cast besides Santa.
that. Nice. But I'm going to bring... So, basically, my goal for Black Friday is I'm going to come up there with just some simple issues and some things to sell, but some business cards and some flyers to drag people to my store on Saturday. Look, I'm
Yeah.
doing a small business Saturday thing.
Okay, I'm just throwing this out there. Should give some like coupons or something that day. And
Only
then
to
be
be
like,
spent
hey,
the next day, yeah.
like for this day only, and give something special that they can't get anywhere else. Ooh, special drawing.
I like that. I have stuff to give away.
Yeah. So
I have a reprint of the first appearance of Batman. You heard it here first. I think before we say goodbye on here, Gary will discuss this later. So, thank you for listening to the non-Dakota episode. We're going to call this episode the Hubbard Cut.
I like it.
Yeah, because it's extra long and he's not here.
Yeah, and it's all about comic-y things.
Right. Look at us talking
Okay,
comics about
I'll
Dakota.
throw one game thing in there. Well, we already did Magic.
Yeah, we did Magic because we got the Secret Layers coming out.
Yeah, and then just in case you didn't know, Magic had a Slimer secret lair come out.
Yep, I have that Commander deck I built. He's
and
amazing.
a Chucky's one.
I saw the Chucky, which means like they got that, and that means we're that much closer to getting Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
The new Chucky's voiced by Mark Hamill, if you guys don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to say goodbye here. I'm going to drop the F-bomb since Dakota's not here.